All right, I think we're live. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to an actual generational midnight release. We haven't had one in a long time. And you know what? I thought about this while I was waiting in line, but let's give people a chance to get in here. Let's see if this thing's even working, okay? It's a new area for a live stream, and I wanted to see if this would work. So you guys tell me if you can hear me. It's a different microphone, different setup. I see the people in the chat here. Hello. Tell me how it's. I can turn up the microphone if I need to, but let me know what your let me know what how it sounds for you guys. Different setup. It's a new place. Volume's low. Okay, see? Look, there we go. I can work this out. How about now? Is that any better? I turned the gain up a little bit. A little more. I think that the audio levels look a little better now. Good. Okay, cool. Awesome. Good stuff. I have a microphone. It's kind of further away from me this time, so I just wanted to see how we were doing with it. But that's good. All right, cool. Okay, so the reason I'm here is because I figured out how to do like 2-camera setup for this. So now if I go over here, give me something I can. What can I even put here? Oh yeah, I got this thing here. So I can go to like the overhead, and if it would focus, camera. I got the little Switch 2 coin. The live overhead, and I got the front and the overhead too. So I actually thought about it a little bit. So I did get some stuff though. What I want to do today though, or tonight at this point, it's 1:30 in the morning. I got my system. I'm so excited. Hey, shout out to Cooler Jess. I did pick up some stuff. I picked up more than I thought I would. I went there and I was thinking that I would get like the system, because this is the one that I'm gonna be taking apart technically. So it's not it's not the system that's necessarily going to be mine, I guess, that I'm gonna keep. Brightness is a little much. I can turn the brightness down a bit, I think. Oh well, we're going mostly overhead anyway. What do you want me to do? Yeah, dude. Okay, so I can tell you about my experience when I was waiting in line too, but I have like 45 minutes at the most because I technically need to get like Newswave finished up to not finished up, but like uploaded and set up for tomorrow morning. Okay, so that's a whole thing too. Anyway, let me see. We have the lights. The lights are a little bright. I got lights all over the place, mostly because you need a lot of light for this camera up here to pick up on a like white tabletop like this without it reflecting. So like for that, like that probably looks a bit better. Especially when you put like that in there. I don't know why it wants to always like mess up the focus all the time. So if you have enough light, it looks better that way. Whereas now you look at me and it's like really bright. So I can play around with some of the lighting there. You see my skull? That's not too hard to do. You're gonna be able to see my skull here in a couple of years without too much work. At this point. Yep. So I went to the Best Buy midnight release, which is where I got this coin from. So if I go here, the coin. Okay. You know, I could probably zoom in with the. Hey, come on, look at that zoom. There's my coin. I didn't even take it out yet. This is from Best Buy, and this is the last one they had. So they apparently what they did was they were giving these out if you. I don't know if it was pre-order or just showing up. You'll let me know. Anyone else there? Who was there? Okay. I get up there, and this is the last one they had. I haven't opened or anything. I took it. I was like, all right, I'm good to go. Now, there's still a Newswave. There's still Newswave tomorrow. Don't worry. It's happening. It's happening. Even if I'm up to like 3 a.m., it's happening. Okay? But, I mean, they have it engraved. It says Best Buy 2025. I saw this. I was like, geez, that looks pretty serious for just being a pre-order thing. So, I was a little surprised they did that. I didn't get the coin. Yeah, they had run out of the coin. mine, I think, was the last one they said. So without me breaking it, I'll see if I can actually get out of here. Cut it open, yeah. Should. But I'll check that out a bit more. I really wanted to look at the stuff that I ended up getting, though. So let's see. I think I got most people in here. We're good. So I told you when I went there, I was expecting to get like the system. I already had 2 things like pre-ordered. Okay, so I had the system, and I had a copy of Mario Kart World, which I'll explain why I got the copy of Mario Kart World as well. Okay, so I did get a physical copy, as you already saw there. Now, before I get to all this stuff, though, I do want to give a shout out. This is to the stream, the sponsor for the stream today, or tonight at this point. That's Dbrand, because they actually sent over a couple of things here. So check this out. They have a Prism screen protector, and what I've noticed is a lot of these screen protectors now, they have like this alignment tool, so you don't mess it up. I don't know if it's just me, but like usually I'll try to guess on one side, peel it to the other, and then I'm just off. Now they have these alignment tools. So this is their Prism 2.0. And then they also have, which people are asking about this too. This is their kill switch case. So check this out. This is what I did a spot for, and people were really curious about how exactly this worked. But this is their entire case. They sent it over to me to check out, and I figured I'd throw it in here in the stream. Obviously, we're talking about the Switch 2 itself. Maybe I can even drop the Switch 2 in there. We'll see. But this is their entire kill switch case, and the idea is your Switch 2 can go in here without actually having to remove the Joy-Cons whenever you want to take them off. So they do have separate pieces here with the grip. Then we have a spot here. And then they also have this extra dock piece. So the idea with the dock on the Switch 2 is that it doesn't actually cool the Switch 2 really. It mostly just cools the components inside of the dock. So I have a link below for Dbrand if you want to check this out a bit more. And maybe before we finish up, I'll try to put the Switch 2 in here and see how it goes. So let me put that back over here, and we'll come back to that one. But I thought it was kind of interesting just to check it out in person after doing the spot for them, to exactly see how it kind of measured up. So we'll look a bit more at that. I know people are asking so much about cases for the Switch 2 right now, and I get it, because you just spent $450 or $500 on the system. You probably don't want to think about it getting like destroyed or broken at this point. So let's see. Here is, there we go, Switch 2. There it is. You know, the box is, I guess it is kind of smaller than I thought. I don't know if this is just me, but when I got it, I was like, okay, I don't say like, it's maybe like 3/4 the size of the Switch case, I guess, or the box. But it's actually, it feels a little heavier. I got that guy, right? I did have to get Mario Kart World. Now, let me explain why I got it separately, because I know there's a whole thing right now, right? With get the bundle, it does make more sense to get the bundle. Absolutely. I had to get a 64GB cartridge. We've been over this multiple times now, right? Need the 64GB cartridge because I need something I can compare the game key to. So I did get the game key, okay? Look, you guys know what we're going to be doing with this. I want to know what's going on inside the game key card, because clearly it's different from the 64GB card. So I needed one. This is the only game key card they had at Best Buy, all right? And I was looking, and I'm looking, and you know what I was really looking for was Bravely Default. I was curious if they would have it, and they didn't. So, oh, and yeah, I got the Cyberpunk cart, but I wanted the Nintendo first-party game that had the 64GB cartridge. I was on the fence for Cyberpunk. I already said that. The reason I want Cyberpunk on the Switch 2 is legitimately just to see it in action. I've played Cyberpunk. I've beaten Cyberpunk. I don't necessarily feel like I need to play through it again, but it is kind of that intriguing sense of, how does this actually look? Like, how does it really look? Do you know what I mean? So yeah, the Mario Kart World one though, I mean, I'll probably do an unboxing. People will be curious. Just to, honestly, it sounds funny, but like just to open it up and check it out. Although, to my understanding, Cyberpunk 2077 actually has stuff in it, so we can open that one up just to take a look, like to see what comes in there. Because from what I've heard, there's extra stickers and stuff in there. I will have a full unboxing video for the Switch 2. All right, I will have that with my Switch 2, the one with Mario Kart World and everything in it, like a proper one, you know. I did get this. I had to get the Pro controller. You know, I mean, we got to look at it. It was funny. I was standing in line and it sounded like they weren't going to have enough, but then I get in there and they have tons of them, and I need to know if this is the case for a lot of people out there. Okay, because I get the Best Buy, right? Which this will be a whole video on its own. We'll tear this thing down. I gotta check that D-pad. I gotta know about apparently the glide sticks. Is what they call them, which sounds dangerous to say that a lot. I get to Best Buy, right? We'll open up Let's open up Cyberpunk. Okay, let's do that. I get to Best Buy, and I'm thinking I got it pre-ordered the system. Maybe there'll be like 50 people there, right? Between both lines, they said they're gonna do. This is where I should have been prepared with something sharp. I figured they would have like 50 people, right, in line. And it would have been mostly pre-order, and then some people would have walked in. Maybe they get like 20 systems that walk-ins can buy. I get there, and the line for the store is wrapped around the building. And I look, I'm trying to figure out, there's two lines, right? So there's a line for pre-order, and there's a line for people who just walked up. And I look at the line for the walk-in, and it wraps all around. I then realize the line I need to get in is this line that also almost wraps around the building for pre-order customers. And I'm looking, and I'm thinking, how many systems does this place have? So I'm standing there, and by the way, I ended up getting my system at 12:50 a.m., all right? So you can see, I mean, I really did come home and, like, immediately started this up, because I told you guys I would do a stream of kind of that feeling of, oh, wow, we just did a midnight release for a system, new generation. You know, it's fun, you know? So, oh, look, you got stickers. Oh, it is kind of transparent. It is. No reverse cover art, though. But it's kind of transparent, if you can see that, the case. So if we do get a nice reverse cover art there, you'll have like kind of that red transparent case with the reverse cover art. That's kind of cool. So they do give us stickers here, it looks like. Let's see what else we got. No, just like some decals. That's pretty cool. Cyberpunk 2077 Samurai. Two different versions of V. And just says your legend starts here. Oh, learn more about my rewards. There you go. Register and download goodies. There you go. So at least they threw something in there. I mean, this was a big enough thing for people because it's a 64 gigabyte cartridge from a third party. And we don't really see that right now. Third parties, outside of Marvelous, oddly enough, they just want to do the game key cards. Oh, look at that. Let me get a nice zoom in on this cart. How far can we zoom? Let's see. That's not bad. You get a pretty good look at it, I think, right there, right? Yeah, let's see. Yeah, they're about 300 people. Okay, so I'm waiting in line, and I look around. I'm like, wow, this line keeps going. And I get into Best Buy, and I look behind the counter. It took, like I said, 50 minutes to get in. Look behind the counter. I kid you not, there are stacks and stacks and stacks of these Switch 2 systems. Both variants. Tons of them, right? I don't know if you taste the cartridge. Tastes like a Switch 1 cartridge. Yeah, don't do that. Yeah, don't do that. It's like a Switch 1 cartridge. So I'm looking behind the counter, and I'm telling you, the amount of systems they had, it really did feel like hundreds maybe. That was kind of the impression I was getting there, is that hundreds of Switch 2 systems were at this one Best Buy. So now what I'm thinking is we're looking at, and I think it's something we're going to find out eventually, but I actually have an SD card's actually on the way, William. So I do have one coming. But I'm going to kind of roll the dice for at least a few days with the 256, hopefully. I'm kind of thinking right now what we're in the middle of, and we'll know in probably next week. I feel like Nintendo would want to make this known. I think what we're in the middle of right now is the biggest launch we've seen in gaming. Like, in terms of a new system. I think this is it. I think we're in it. I think whatever number they're going to report is going to be stupid. Like, everybody was posting about hundreds of people at their Best Buy. And I'm thinking, like, that's one location. Target opens tomorrow. And, like, they're going to have hundreds of people out there. So I think Nintendo front-loaded it like crazy. And I think they provided an insane amount of Switch 2 systems. So I think they're going to end up selling crazy amount of Switch 2 systems in June. Yeah, GameStop had 233 total between both models. Yeah, that's... And I'm looking around, and they have stacks of Pro controllers and games, and there's so many. You're still in line. See that? Look, rebuild, renovate. Still in line at Best Buy. I'm telling you, I was looking around. I thought it was going to go to 2 a.m. I'm like, I don't know how they're getting all these people out of here by 2 a.m. I wanted to look at the game key card, to be honest. That's why I was opening this. So, Street Fighter 6, years 1 through 2. I think there is a code in here. Hold on. Let me make sure I don't mess that. Yeah. It's like right there. It's like the code is immediately. Okay. That's for the characters. So, okay, great question. Why did I buy a game key card? Because and I'm sure some of you, are curious about what's inside the game key card, and that is the plan, okay? So we can see it has like this little key symbol there. Looks pretty standard on the back, actually, which it would have to because it has to interface with the cartridge slot like normal. But it has like the little key guy there. Look at that. Yep, there it is. Little key guy. So the plan is to cut this open and see what's going on there. I'm just curious. I've had some suggestions that we see if we can erase the game key card. Maybe with magnets. I'm curious if the magnet in the Switch 2 is strong enough to erase it. People were wondering. We'll do it for science, okay? I feel kind of bad erasing a game, but I mean, you might as well find out, right? We'll see. So it's almost like, how far can we push the envelope before we erase the game completely? You know what I mean? So I'm not going to open it out. That will be a video. It will be, okay? That will be a video. I promise we'll get that out there. I mean, I want to recognize Mr. Joby saying, just got my Switch. Shout out to Mr. Joby. Yes, so that is does it feel lighter? That's a good question. I don't think it's going to, because I think it's mostly on... Not really. If it is, it's like, I'd have to get a scale out here and like weigh it in grams, but there you go. Game key card, and then the standard 64 gigabyte Cyberpunk card. But yeah, we'll be cutting them open and comparing them. I'm curious about both 64 gigabyte and of course the game key card. But the one I'm gonna cut open is Mario Kart. So Cyberpunk will remain closed. Waited since 5 p.m. Wow, Rumble, that's some dedication right there. I showed up at 11:30, so I mean, yeah, I ended up waiting a little longer, but you know, it's the way it goes. I didn't wait as long as some people. Some people, I'm sure, were there like super early. So, also I'll do a unboxing for maybe Mario Kart in a short or something, I think. So, is glass... Okay, so how about we open up the... I'm not going to open up the Pro Controller. How about we open up the Switch now? Again, this is the system that is going to be... There we go. I think that'll work there. It's going to be a teardown system, this one. So we'll open it up, check it out, see what we have in here. Again, a more formal Why do you have a gram scale? You should, if you... I recommend having a gram scale because of the way that I like cook and eat and everything, where I have to, that sounds bad, but where I have to measure out a lot of stuff. I measure by grams. So people in the fitness world tell you, you need a gram scale. As funny as it sounds. And I agree. You do. You need a gram scale. Okay. Here we go. Switch to system. First impression. Here we go. The Joy-Cons. I'm not going to be able to do much. I'm not going to put my account on this one. So we can look at it. These are definitely larger. Okay. Larger buttons on the side here. SL, SR. Ooh, this has like a different... This does feel... I guess the right word would be smoother. No, it has more of a tension to it. Should have brought my Switch down here. There's more tension to the stick though. Yeah, I like the matte black plastic. That's usually what I would prefer to go with anyway. The blue sticks out pretty well here. Let's see. There's some screws on the side there. They hit them pretty well otherwise, though. I just see the 2 screws on the side there, nothing around the back. You know, the other ones, we'd have screws all over the place here. Not much resistance on that, but remember, that's only there to push away from the switch. We will do the snap, though, to see how that feels. Yeah, the sticks feel a lot better. I know they call them, like, smooth glide sticks or something. I don't know. They definitely feel better, though. Yeah. C button. Oh, wow. Okay, so the C button is depressed much more than the home button. So I guess that way you can kind of tell which one you're pressing. Although one's square and one's circle. It's not bad that these D-pad buttons that they replaced them with, those are much larger as well. Oh, the mouse, though. You need more. You need a little more, I think, for the mouse to... I don't know. I have like medium-sized hands, so if you have like massive hands, this is nothing for you. I don't know. I don't know about that one. Although there's that mouse grip that we saw that I think GameStop was selling. It was in their system. All right, here we go. Let's see. Oh, there's some weight to this guy. I mean, hope so, but like that feels weightier than the Switch 1. It has a nice glossiness to it. Kind of reminds me a little bit. You can sort of see it there, right? Has sort of that glossiness factor like we have with the OLED a bit, I think. The red cart makes it... Mecha Omar says, the red cart makes me feel every game should be Super Nintendo Doom or Maximum Carnage. I'd love the idea of them playing around with some of the cartridge colors, but it feels like we're just locked into red at this point. It's not OLED. This is an LCD screen. Let's see. There's a little bit of give to that. Not a lot. Not a lot. That's nice. Let's see the kickstand. Okay. It's very similar to the kickstand you have on the OLED. It's just, obviously, it's hollowed out here on the bottom. But it has the same kind of tension, you know what I mean? The same kind of movement. Okay. Let's snap in a Joy-Con. Here we go. Oh. Wow, that actually is on there pretty good. It has a nice, it's quite satisfying actually. Let me see if I can get the snap here in the microphone. Ready? Here we go. Yeah. That's pretty good. That is it's sturdier than you think. Now we have 2 magnets holding it on, SL and SR right here, the way it works. Those are metal. The magnets are in here behind a sticker, actually. So this isn't even like a full piece of plastic that's right here. That's just a sticker. So the magnets are pretty close in terms of proximity. But it's pretty good. Let me see if I can almost throw it on there. So like really lightly. That's pretty good. Not much movement. So, you know, it's probably a little less wiggle. You can still get a little bit of wiggle. Less wiggle, though, than the... There we go. Less wiggle than what we see with the Switch now with the Joy-Con rails. That has some wiggle to it. Should we turn it on? I think so. I think so. There's like dock and everything else in there. That's a whole video too, by the way. The dock teardown. That'll be a whole thing. Hopefully I have some battery power to this guy. It's larger. It's definitely larger. Oh yeah, the pieces in there too. Okay. It's got some size to it. I will say that. But it's still kind of slim. So it's not as, I was just using the Steam Deck. Yes, you know the mood to download and play yesterday was Chrono Trigger. I don't know why. Randomly, I'll have this like urge to play Chrono Trigger sometimes. And I was like, oh yeah, it's on Steam. Let me get that and I'll get the achievements on there. All right, here we go. Small little power button here. All right, it's off. Okay. Ooh, have some sound. Look at that. Well, English US. America's accept the end user license agreement that no one reads. Oh, should we see what happens if I don't set the internet? No, because I should probably do the update. Is Halo on there? Not yet. Not yet. Looks pretty clean. Yeah, download the update. I assume the update's going to be a whole thing. Let me see if I can get the internet set up on here. I'm not going... No, because I'm not going to... this isn't going to be my main one. I'm going to set this up as like the... Let's see if we can set this up now real quick. I won't transfer my stuff over yet, but I will... There we go. Play Doom on it. It's got a good feel to it. It's definitely weightier. Like, it has more weight to it. But it's not unwieldy. That's the thing. It's okay, there's the update. Update's downloading. Eastern time. Boom. There it is. New York. I was like, where's New York? Okay. Let's go back to that so you guys can see what's even going on here. There we go. System uses stand. You can now connect to the top. Yep. Hold the... Oh, I have to actually release it. I have to do it. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. We're learning. Later. I will connect the TV later, yes. Skip that. Okay. Thank you. Download the update. Okay, there we go. Physical games taste like the Switch 1 cart. I think Sean's doing an unboxing video right now. I'll have an unboxing video up when I have my Switch coming in tomorrow, Mario Kart 1. So I'll do an unboxing video for it then. But I think he's gonna have his up tonight in like the middle of the night, so check it out. About, you know, I will put this in the what I will do, I'll put in that kill switch case because again, people are curious about it. I'll drop it in there too. We'll set it up just to see what that looks like and everything. You can charge on the top of the Switch, yes, because it has the USB-C port on top as well as bottom, so you can do both. Don't transfer. Next. Add without signing in. Oh, Yoshi. That's fine. Users. I'm just gonna wipe it anyway, probably. I think this is gonna be if it goes back together well enough, we'll give it to the kids or something. They just want to play. They just want to play Mario Kart and Minecraft. And Kirby. Kirby's big. Kirby's big. There it is. Zoom in. I can kind of do it this way so you can sort of see it, I guess. There's our dashboard. I have like 3/4 charge on this guy? Let's see, game share. Yeah, so this looks pretty standard. Oh, you know what? Should we... Can I go to the eShop? Am I able to? Or will it not? No, so you have to link an account. I just wanted to see what the eShop would look like, how fast it is here. It's pretty quick. It's moving around pretty well. It's pretty snappy right now. Yes, this is... Okay, so when the Switch 1 came out in 2017, dude, the dashboard, like, was even, like, emptier than this. It was crazy. Even on the eShop, there was, I think, 6 or 7 games, something like that. I do like the little glow they have around the square here. It's kind of just, like, sort of pulsating a little bit. No themes. Well, hold on. Let me see. They have, I think they have... There's display HDR out. Oh, yeah, we should have HDR on the screen. You're not really being able to tell. Need something, maybe that supports it. And then you got to blast the brightness, which we can do a brightness check real quick. Themes. Okay, so you have basic light, basic dark. Whoa, that is actually like a dark... That is actually dark theme. Look at that. I'll give him that. That is actually a dark theme. Wow. Auto brightness. I just want to blast. Let's just blast the brightness. Okay. Max brightness right there. That's pretty good. Fastest Wi-Fi speeds. Oh, I think it'll tell me, right? Let me see. It's not gonna tell any like other information is. Let me check real quick. And you put a MAC address out there. Day 0. Let me see. Speed. Okay, hold on. It will... No. Test connection. All right, I'll tell you what it says my speed is right now on it. I know what speeds I'm supposed to get according to Comcast. We'll see if I actually get that. Dark Type says, I love the new little sounds on the menu. It did a few just now. Yeah, it really brings new life to it. Also, eShop isn't laggy anymore. It's smooth. See, I'll have to try that. Okay, this is over Wi-Fi. I am 15 feet from the router. I get 307 megabits down, which, I mean, it's an older Comcast modem now, so 307 is what it's giving me. So, not too bad. Well, here's the animation, I guess, for popping it off the side. Let's see. So if I slide in, it just slaps on. There you go. Not bad. UI more unique. I mean, yeah, I know some people don't care necessarily about the UI because it's like, get me to the game. But there is something to like the personality that Nintendo's systems would have. Although the Wii U had all kinds of craziness going on with its UI. And that system just did not do well. So like, what do I know then in that case, you know? This worked. So Ryan says, should I use the new HDMI cable that came with the Switch 2, or can I use the one that came with my OLED? I would recommend using the one that comes with your Switch 2 because it should be like a high-speed HDMI. Not 100% sure, but I can check right now. And there is a difference for something like this, especially since you're now targeting 4K. Oh yeah, I had the grip. Let's do that. Since you're now targeting 4K, you should be using the one that comes with your Switch. If I can find... Oh, it's in here. If I can find it. Here it is. Yeah. So this should be... yeah. So it's ultra high speed cable. You do want to use this, okay? So the one you have for your Switch OLED now, most likely, is like an older, not an older, but like a slower HDMI cable because the OLED just didn't need something like this. So yes, exactly. It's going to be HDMI 2. So use that. Use that. Oh yeah, I can put the these guys, which I guess technically does mouse mode because you can do it on the main menu here. Let's do that real quick. Yes, I need to get Fast Racing Fusion. Need to get that. Apparently that's like #1 on the eShop in some regions already, which is good. Should be. All right, here we go. This should just like lock in, I guess. Like, there we go. Yeah. Piece there for the mouse, I guess. Then move me out of the way so you can see my, there we go. Oh, it switches. It does. It switches like right away. It's got some pretty good movement. It tracks pretty well, it seems like. So if I just slowly move that, it's pretty quick. Yeah, I can see how that, if you're set up for it, that's going to work pretty well. Left click. Oh, but like oh, you have to actually go down here to click. I guess you can press B from there. Let me see. If we go in here, I can press B. Yeah, that works. All right, cool. You also have the stick here, which I think it was Nobunaga's Revenge, they said that actually works as a scroll wheel. You know what I mean? So you press up and down and it'll scroll. That's not bad. That's not bad. I still think it needs like a little more there, which maybe that mouse, I think that's going to be a big thing. I think it's going to be that and mouse pads. So like the additional mouse grip and mouse pads. Hey, if you're on Etsy right now and you're trying to think of things to make for the Switch 2, it's probably a good idea to get on mouse pads and just specifically target like Switch 2 stuff then with it. Let's see how this pops off. That actually comes off a lot easier. Remember when we had with the Switch 1, when we got these grips, people were putting them on upside down and they couldn't get them back off? I don't know if you can do that on this. Can you put them on raw? No, you can't. Can you? I don't think you can. You can't even put it on the wrong way. I think it has to go on that, yeah. Technically, you don't need that. It'll still work like this. So, camera is just focusing. There we go. Test backwards compatibility. It should just work now because it's updated. So I should be able to put a cartridge in there and work right away. Do I have anything down here? That's a better question if I have anything down here. I don't know if I do. Mouse grip attachment ace, we do. Schultz says, first time I've bought a new console with no physical games, downloading Mario Kart now. Bittersweet. Yeah, oh, that cursor's still there. Okay, it went away. Yeah, I think right now you're going to see more people go digital than ever before. So, unfortunately, it does feel like we're on like the last days of physical right now. A lot of digital coming up. I forgot about the grip, by the way. It's interesting. It doesn't have like the curvature on the side to hold it because, remember, it snaps in. So it just kind of sits in like that. It doesn't have anything that grips it well. Oh, it almost like floats. That's kind of weird. It's interesting. Look, it's sort of like, it's hard to see. It sort of floats there almost, but you can't really press down on it. That's interesting. Huh. This is much larger. This is, okay, so remember the dog face controller was just super uncomfortable with the, I thought anyway, with the Switch. This is much larger. I actually like this more than I thought I would. It's also, these are kind of spread out a little more. It's actually not bad. You know what it is that I've noticed you know what the kids are like super interested in are the magnets. They keep talking about them. Like this thing like locking in like that. It's like all they're like super curious about is like the fact that you slap the Joy-Cons onto the side. Yeah, so yeah, not bad. Not bad. I mean, I got to get some games on here. I want to check out Mario Kart. I want to check out, you know, strangely, Mario Odyssey, and then, of course, Pokemon. Pokemon Violet right off the bat. Hey, I have to check out Pokemon Violet. Screen Protector, saving that for the actual one that I'm not destroying, but taking apart. Let me see how this works on here. Let's get this. It's the Dbrand casing. Let's put this kill switch on here real quick. See how it looks. I like plastic peel on the bottom here. Look at that. Oh yeah, people were curious about the film. Do you remember on the screen? Some were like concerned that they were gonna peel it off by accident. You have to really look for it, but you can see it right on the edge here. You don't worry about peeling it off, right? Like I can't even really show it to you on camera very easily, but there is like a you have to really look, a little separation there. So basically you're not gonna peel it off because it'd be very difficult to even find it, get a fingernail under it or something. It's not gonna happen. It's not obvious like when you have the, the plastic peel over it usually. It's not like that. You check the cartridge slot. I can. So it pops up from the back here. Whoa. It's got like this metal piece on the end this time. You see that? It feels more sturdy, I will say. I will at least give them that. Clicks in better too. So with the Switch, you usually have this cartridge flap kind of like popping around. It wouldn't click in so easily. It clicks in pretty good. We'll see over time though. You know how that goes. Like you open it so many times and eventually it doesn't stay put anymore. So we'll see. So the idea with this kill switch is you're supposed to still have functionality with the kickstand. Okay. And let's see, there we go. So a lot of these cases is pretty cool. You still have kickstand functionality. You still have the dock set up there with their attachment. Yeah, there it is. It was all the way down. Okay. CLP says, hi Spawn, any info on whether import Japan key cards will work on US units? Can't remember if it was you that mentioned speaking with PlayAsia. I didn't speak with PlayAsia about that. I am really curious about how that would work outside of the Switch 2's region. I don't know. That's weird because it has to pull from a server, right? I don't know. I mean, the only reason I would look to go for an out of region game is if it's not a key card, to be honest. That's usually why. Look at that. That's pretty good. Got a good grip on the back there. There we go. And then we got the cover, which technically works as travel because you can see it has the spots for the games here, for the cards. And it sits right on top. So hard plastic shell, cover it. There you go. That's that. Play Red Dead Redemption 1. Well, here's the good news. Red Dead Redemption 2 is going to be on the Switch 2 here in a couple months. So look forward to that. Yeah, this actually is pretty good. The grip's on the back. It's got like this nice gel kind of feel to it right there. You see those three? Nice grip to it. Not bad. Do you have Mario Kart World? I do have Mario Kart World. All right. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the Switch 2. Got a lot of stuff I need to do with this thing. A lot of videos to make, a lot of things to figure out. But it was nice to have that midnight release event. It's been a while. Like I said, I was thinking about it, and the Switch 1, I think, was the last one. Am I wrong? I don't have Switch Torrent. I have to download that. I'll drop Cyberpunk so I can get something on the menu. How about that? But it is now after 2 a.m. here. It's 2:12. Let me have this guy open up. There's Cyberpunk. Oh, there's an update. Let's see how long that takes to download. That's moving. All right, just a couple minutes. How's the mouse with the Joy-Con case? Oh, good question. It has more grip to it here. If I put the attachment on there, it has a better spot for like your finger right there. Although I think you need a specific grip on, or like the frame. Like I said, GameStop had one in their system, and it did look a lot better. Yeah, the Cyberpunk, they were already kind of talking about having an update. So try aiming the guns with the mouse. Well, if you haven't played Cyberpunk takes a little while to get into. It's not. It takes quite some time. How's the micro? Oh, I did not get that. The Micro Express SD card yet. No, did not get that. My system not coming until June 6th, but you and Jake Randall making this a fun night. Appreciate you all the best. Thank you. Thank you. Shout out to Andrew Boone. Just finishing them out. So I was thinking with the midnight release, I was like, was the last one really the Switch 1? Because I did the Xbox One X midnight release, but if you remember the PS5 and the Xbox Series, it was just with the PS5 and the Xbox Series, that was during the pandemic, and you weren't going into a store to get the systems. So it was pretty much this, right? Unless you were one of the people at the Xbox One X release with me, but it wasn't like this. Like, there's so many people for the system. There you go, it's launching. Should I zoom it in? Zoom in. Oh, look at that. Perfect. Boom. So I'm going to skip past this. My GameStop said they did, but the PS5 was only online. Or that was a whole thing at that time. Tunic. Tunic's a good one too. All right, Yoshi, go get him. Yes, I agree. Oh, they do have gyroscope. There you go. Gyroscope, touch screen. Great. Setting. Let's go to film grain off. Yep, definitely want that off. I do not want motion blur. Video. HDR, yes, one HDR. Ooh, do we do quality or... I feel like I should use performance because it does do the 40 into the 120. Like, that would make the most sense. Skip ahead, please. It doesn't matter. Whatever. It doesn't matter. We will boot this up for a moment. I will be a nomad. And then I have to go and... Can I just randomize? Thank you. Okay, sure. Whatever. Shouldn't look bad. I'm more curious about like the frame rate and how it runs and everything. That's fine. 4K TV right here. I do have 4K TV here.
Supposed to transform your life, wasn't it? Mark the beginning of the end instead, huh? Both the Emperor and the lowly Haywood Pawn met their maker that day. While you got a relic to the brain.
I will be comparing it to the
Experimental or a
oops,
sucker bias.
to the game key card. Don't worry. Battery life on the Switch 2 playing Cyberpunk. I mean, I have max brightness. Remember that right now? Like, this is like maxed out brightness. I'm thinking this thing's going to be like 90 minutes to 2 hours if I'm lucky at max brightness and setup. Yeah. I'm kind of playing off screen a little bit. Like, see it.
Good. It worked.
Oh.
My name is Somi. Just call me Songbird, though. I know who you are.
That actually looks all right.
Situation, you're
Now I have to play off TV here because I'm having a hard time seeing it from here in the dark. That's fine. What's this? Okay, got my attention. There we go. Oh, like the text and the text in the HUD I think is rendered higher. Yeah, it is. Okay, so that thing where they render the text in the HUD higher than what the in-game visuals are.
I need you to get to that swollen appendix of Night City called Dogtown.
Sure. Oh, I can just. Oh yeah, do that. Go to Dogtown.
City within Night City. Know of clans who tried to establish
Oh, let me drive around. Driving around's got to be.
never managed to stake any claims.
Yeah, let me drive.
Some plane never made it back.
Fair mistake. One you won't repeat.
Fine.
No clue when I'm stepping into, but
Look out. Oh.
Thank you. I appreciate this, truly. Dogtown's main gate. Be there as soon as you can. I'll make contact.
It's kind of hard to see. I'm like at an angle right now. Like if I was really close to it, it'd be easier to see. I'm gonna pop in there. So if you've ever played Cyberpunk on the Steam Deck, it's not great. It's Steam Deck verified, but it's like, is it Steam Deck verified? You know what I mean? That's a game that needs like a ROG Ally X. That I think is a better comparison for the Switch 2. It's not bad. Early impressions though, right? I figured I would just bolt down the road and the thing would start chugging. That's not bad. No, oh no, it's definitely dropping frame. I'm thinking like if you've played it on the Steam Deck and you start driving, I remember I tried playing it on there. Dude, it was chugging. No, Cyberpunk is a lot better now than it was previously. It has like Phantom Liberty. They've gone through so many updates. They've almost like rebuilt the whole game, to be honest. This is in performance mode. Okay, so quality mode, of course, it would. Can I do that on the fly? Oh, I can. Maybe. So you can also change between if you want TV or There it is. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think I like it better with although I'm more about like, oh, I'll have the better frame rate and like lower the visuals a little bit. It looks it's one of those games that is definitely feels like it shouldn't be on a handheld. But cool game though. Never played it before. It's gotten a lot better. So good stuff. It's running better than the standard PS4. Well, yeah, it should run better than the standard PS4. Well, that's not even going to run on the standard PS4. Phantom Liberty. But I get what you're saying, like the game itself. Yeah, that's the thing. I've already played through Cyberpunk. I played through it on the PS5, and I'm kind of good with the game now. So, oh, is the Make Switch compatible? Steve asks, and was Switch 1 to Switch 2 data transfer easy? I will find out about the data transfer tomorrow when my personal Switch comes in. This is mostly just this one's for the channel to do the teardown on and other we'll say experiments, and then eventually let the kids play like Mario Kart on it and stuff. Is the fan loud? No, actually it's not. Although when we were playing Cyberpunk, it was kind of blaring music, so who knows? It might have been. But you know what? People keep asking about the Make Switch compatibility. I will do a test for that as well. We will try it. So I can't check the eShop because unfortunately I don't have my account link to this, but I will. I will do a video. We'll do it on the eShop. I mean, I have so many videos planned for this. A lot. I don't even think I've heard the fan turn on. It's not really going to have much of a smell because there's no fumes coming out. Say on the back. Oh, this is so this is Dbrand. I have them linked down below. Their sponsor of the stream today. Kill Switch and then their Prism screen protector. Check them out. Do the speakers sound louder than the Switch one? The OLEDs, I never had an issue with the OLED speakers though. Even then I would just use like headphones or something. It was fine. But I thought they were perfectly acceptable. Although I didn't really blare these. I have it pretty loud. It's already like 3/4. Now it's fully blasted. It's pretty loud. It's pretty loud. You know what this does feel like just out of the box looking at it right now? This right here. This guy feels like a Switch Pro. Is that a bad thing? No, because it's what I wanted. I've wanted a Switch Pro or just a more powerful Switch for a while. And I will admit I'm actually kind of interested in going back and checking out some of the older Switch 1 games that got updates. So, no, I'm actually pretty happy with this. Like, I hope when Valve does the new Steam Deck, I hope it's just a better Steam Deck, right? This is one of those situations where I'm kind of glad Nintendo didn't get too weird with it. The mouse is probably the weirdest they're going to get. And at least from first glance at this, I'm actually pretty happy with what I'm seeing. So, leave finger smudges. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I guess it depends where you're looking. Yeah, a little bit. Seems to like wipe off pretty easily though. So, Scarlet and Violet are coming up. Oh, Violet. I played Violet, so I'll be doing that. Okay. Good there. It's a fun midnight release, though. It's always fun to get a new generation. Excited about this one. Finally got that Switch Pro. It just has a 2 on the end. So, good stuff. But it is now 2:30 in the morning, and I need to finish uploading Newswave for tomorrow, which is in 5.5 hours. So, yes, there will be a teardown. I have this one's going to get the teardown. I have another one coming in. That's going to be mine, the Mario Kart 8 bundle. So that is happening. I think the teardown I'll probably do on Saturday? Saturday or Sunday. It'll be this weekend. Johnny says, I can't download Mario Kart because it's not released yet. Downloaded Fortnite instead. Got my first Victory Royale in my first game. Runs better now. Yeah, I was seeing that people are saying it runs a lot better now, Fortnite. So, tempered glass. Yes. I just mentioned... you definitely want, if you're going to get tempered glass, I pointed out Dbrand with their Prism. Get one that has an alignment tool because it makes it so much easier to drop on there and you don't mess it up. Because I usually mess it up somehow. Let's get one alignment tool. Little sleep. That's what I would say. Very little sleep. I'm going to keep this up though. So if you want to go back and watch this VOD, you can. But it was about, what was this? I went for an hour. I was supposed to go for 45 minutes. So we went an hour, okay? I put Cyberpunk in. We did everything with this. Well, a lot of stuff with it. More than I thought we would. But it was really cool. I think the setup's good here, right? So if we get different things in and I want to unbox them, I can go front to overhead to both. You guys said the volume is fine. I can play around with the brightness so it doesn't look like I'm staring into the sun the whole time. Okay. Okay. So we can play around with this a little more, but I think the setup was cool. All right. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Keep an eye out for Newswave tomorrow morning. And get ready to see all kinds of weird stuff happen to this Switch too. So unboxing tomorrow though. That's the plan. Unboxing. All right. I'll catch you guys. Oh, wait, hold on. Gabriel says 2.5 hours later, GameStop. It's an absolute SHT show. Yeah. At least he got it, I guess. Oh, and then Crazy Pangu says, gonna have to wait for an OLED version if it ever comes out years from now. Steam Deck OLED spoiled me and I can't go back to LC. The issue with the OLED situation on this thing is it needs to support VR, 120 hertz, and HDR, and that's just, I shudder to think of how expensive that screen would be from Samsung. And then Steve says, Spawncast Mario Kart fan tournament streams. Oh, we might have to play some Mario Kart. I got the camera as well. I'm set up with that, so we'll see. All right. Thanks, everyone, for joining. Guys, I'll catch you tomorrow morning for Newswave.